Alright, SlimmBob here. Time for another review. This time a film. And a very highly anticipated film. Which the critics are loving this film at the moment. It's a remake of an old western and it's called True Grit. Now, I haven't seen the original, so I don't know how it compares to it. I think the idea of this film, it's basically the story of this girl whose father's killed, and it's a revenge story of how she decides to go and she recruits Jeff Bridges to help her travel through the desert and forests so that she can find this bloke and kill him and get revenge. And it needs remaking. I'm glad they decided to remake True Grit, because I haven't seen the original, and my generation, they're not the kind to watch westerns, so these are the kind of films that need remaking. And yeah, critics are loving this film. Jeff Bridges has been nominated for an Oscar, I don't know, you know. So yeah, what's he like? I don't get it. Why do critics love this film? It's not that good. I'm sorry, but True Grit is a pretty damn average film. It's not that good. I might be missing something, but it just feels really weird. Like, it don't quite know what it wants to be. That's my impression. Like, for instance, the visuals are really gritty and modern, and you know, like old westerns, they're obviously sets. You know, you can see backdrops. The costumes look like a pantomime. You know, this makes it look realistic. And it does a great job of making it look realistic. The only problem is the dialogue. The dialogue to me felt really old-fashioned, like a 60s film. And that's not, don't get me wrong, that works. But when it's set in a like modern style, it just feels strange and out of place. And I couldn't fucking understand Jeff Bridges half the time. I mean, I have a broad Yorkshire accent, right? Some people might watch these videos. I've actually had people say, some people don't understand my accent. So, this is coming from someone who has a strong accent. I cannot understand Jeff Bridges half the time. It needs subtitles, this film. His southern accent, you can't understand what he's saying. Is it just me? Am I supposed to have a manuscript of everything that's said in film? Because it needs subtitles. And that lass and all, her that plays the 14-year-old, she talks so fast. she acts like she's very theatrical, like in our eyes, the way she overdoes her expressions and stuff. But it's like she talks very fast. It's like, slow down, love. I mean, I can't believe characters can actually process what she's saying. Like, I don't know. It didn't feel real. I didn't feel as though they were real people. That's one of my big things with any film. If Toy Story can make them feel like real people, then, you know, I don't get it. Thing is, I mean, Burn After Reading, that was about Coen Brothers, and that was very good and proper funny, but this felt strange. I don't know. It might be me. Dude, to me, it feels like when I watched it, because of the way the dialogue was done, it felt like very old-fashioned. And to me, I've heard, I cannot confirm it, but I've heard that the original is like that. And to me, the original, that makes sense. It's an old film. You know, it works with old films. You just take it. That's part of the charm. Another thing which I didn't like was the fact that Jeff Bridges just talks for like half a film. They're just casual, because obviously they're travelling, and it's like he just talks about crap all the time. like an old bloke in a pub or something, you know what I mean? I didn't want to know about anything that he was talking about. And maybe if I understood half of what he'd said before, I'd be bothered. But the fact that he just keeps droning on and on, it's like, alright, Jeff. Oh, just cut us a bit of slack. Just keep going. We are talking. Just move on the plot. Don't talk about shit constantly. Because that's what it felt like. I didn't have an interest in any of it, so it was boring. This film was boring. It's not all bad though. I know I'm moaning, but it weren't all bad. There was like some of it were really good. Like the scene in a shack where there's these two blokes in a shack, and one of them betrays one of them, and I don't want to spoil it, but that was one of my favourite scenes. That was a really powerful scene, and he'd actually used a bit of suspense, and they shut up. Jeff Bridges shut up for a bit, and it works for that. Yeah. Matt Damon's also in this film. He plays the Boston Sheriff, I think, no. Boston Ranger, that's what, he's a Boston Ranger. And there's some really weird bits, like, I don't know if it's bad editing or what, but some of it didn't make sense, like, because Matt Damon follows him on this journey. And there's bits where they fall out for no reason. Like, they just kind of have one little disagreement, and it's like a joke, a bit of banter. It's just banter. They're bantering, and then Matt Damon fucks off, and it's like, why? He would just fucking lighten up, pal. And then he comes back 5 minutes later, and then they have a scene where they're shooting food. They're shooting food. And they like dick measuring for 10 minutes, shooting food. 5 minutes later, Matt Damon's like, no, I'm leaving. Oh wait, no, it's the other way around. No, it is, yeah, Matt Damon leaves again. None of it, like, builds up at all. It's like, you're supposed to be this journey to find this bloke, but it doesn't feel like you're on a journey. It's just Jeff Bridges talking in an accent that's very hard to understand. The ending was okay, like, it's kind of weird how it ends, like, it fast forwards in time, and to me it should have ended at the scene before. And you'll see, if you see it, that was a great scene with Jeff Bridges carrying her. That were a wonderful scene, that, and it should have ended there, because you know exactly what's going to happen, but for some reason it ends strange as well, and I don't know, there were a lot of weird decisions with this film. They should have decided, make it modern or make it vintage. But they couldn't decide. They just decided to meld it, and to me it didn't work. So, but the thing is, there are some good scenes in this film. And when the good scenes are done really well, that's the thing. But there's a hell of a lot of padding, and there's a lot of useless scenes. So, I'm sorry, but come on, be fucking brave. I'm giving it 2-star. True Grit is a 2-star film. It just doesn't function right. Do you know, alright, great example. You know what it's like? Fallout New Vegas. It's just got fucking glitches all the way through this film. So yeah, 2-star. I just think they had to make it for a modern audience. There's no point just recreating a film as classic as True Grit and making the dialogue that incomprehensible to a worldwide audience. It's just, I don't get me wrong, I think making something believable, like the dialogue believable, like Harry Brown, that does it really well, but you can understand what they're saying. True Grit failed to do that, and because of that I switched off after half an hour, because Jeff Bridges just kept talking and talking, and I couldn't take it. My patience didn't allow that. So yeah, 2-star. I don't get the hype. I've just seen The Fighter, Black Swan. They're way better films. I cannot believe True Grit's been even considered on the same level. Seriously. So yeah, True Grit. If there's other films you want to see, like Paul's just come out, see some other films before you see this. Make this a last, like, you know, if you're alright, if you're a fan of original, yeah, by all means see this. But if you're not, just wait. Just see something else. Wait for this on DVD, rent it, whatever. So yeah, that's my advice. This is Slim Bob. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.